heading toward Lexington, I believe. Lexington, Kentucky. Right snap dab in the middle of the storm. Don't know if we're heading to it or it's passing over us or what's going on, but it's wet and nasty.
I hope y'all went out there and got some food and supplies, because the storm is really coming in. And we just went through Cincinnati. It's pouring down. Now we headed to Lexington, Kentucky, and it's still pouring down. It's been pouring down ever since we left Indianapolis.
Right.
It's been pouring down. You know, they gave them them checks,
Stimulus checks.
them stimulus checks, all that money they've been giving away. It's a reason why they've been giving them away.
Exactly.
So they telling you need to go ahead and stock up, because the storm is coming.
Right.
You know,
even much greater than this. You know, they've also, I mean, all across the United States, I believe, they've given an increase of SNAP or food stamp benefits. They've been increasing that now for what, since the pandemic began, since 2019, early 2020?
Yeah, I think they gave people like, what, up to $3,000
Some
in
people.
food stamps. People been selling food stamps left and right.
Right.
Things, everybody been selling.
Right.
I mean, they've been, I went in the pawn shop to go look for some type of a radiator to buy. I didn't see nothing in the pawn shop. I'm talking about all the shelves was cleared. Everything in there was gone. And I asked the man, what, y'all going out of business or something?
Right.
He said, no, everybody just getting these stimulus checks. They coming in there buying everything. Everything
Right.
they didn't pawn, they didn't got it back out the pawn shop.
Right.
I mean, wasn't nothing left on the shelves. So I think right about now, our people are living good.
Right.
I mean,
and you know what? That's suspect right there. That the playing field across the board, across all races, all ages, all ethnicities, it's level, it's even. You know, all people can go wherever they want to go. They can purchase whatever they want to purchase. Come on now. I mean, that's a setup.
I mean, if I got $3,000 in food stamps to where I can go out there and buy what I want to and stack up at the same time.
Right.
I mean, you got to be wise with that money. You can't just go out and
just buy anything.
Say $1,000 worth of food stamps for $400 or $500 and go trick it off and go get your hair done, your nails done, or
exactly.
Go buy cars, or I mean, if you ain't doing nothing wise with the money, I mean, I suggest either save it on that card or go stack up on a bunch of water. Have a room where you stacking up all type of
non-perishable items.
Noodles, oatmeal, rice,
crackers.
I mean, because if the storm come through and all the electricity go off, I mean, you ain't gonna have no way to keep the refrigerator going to where all the food that you stacked up on the meat. I mean, the ice is gonna melt, so it's gonna spoil unless you know, you got some type of
generator or something like that.
But other than that, you know, you could buy meat, but I also would buy canned goods and oatmeal and stuff like that. You know, get some of them Roman noodle soups and stack up on them, and stack up on cases of water. Because you know, you're gonna need the water. And the Roman noodle soups, you can get that for a little bit of nothing.
And push come to shove, I mean, they'll swell up and you can eat them. They will soften up if you let them sit in that water long enough. If you don't have any electricity.
Water really got to be hot. You know, you can pour some water over it. And then you can eat dry Roman noodle soups too. I mean, you can take some corn chips, crush them up in them soups, and you can eat it dry like that.
Wow, never thought of that. Yeah.
So, you know, you got to think about all that, you know. If you got a barbecue pit, you know, you can start a fire and cook the meat. You know. But it's the reason why they giving all them food stamps away. It's a reason. I mean, if you don't start stacking up on it when that time comes. I mean, it's like they telling you, go ahead, stack up on some food, some canned goods. Prepare yourself for what's about to come.
Right. And the hardest thing is,
Sorry, I don't understand.
The hardest thing is, when you try to talk to your family members and your friends and you try to make them aware, what the reality of it is, the little bit that you're stacking up for you and yourself will not be enough, because then at that point you'll have your loved ones trying to lean in on you, and how can you eat and you have, and then you have your family members, your close brothers and sisters or whatever, that just didn't take it serious enough at that time. So I mean, it's something hard to bear, and it takes a lot, but we have to all shake up and wake up to realize that even if we don't believe the whole theory of things that's going on, we cannot, overlook that something is going on. Where in history has it ever been that the United States, from coast to coast, from north, south, east, and west, is all under a wintry storm at the same time? Whatever happened to it? It never rains in Southern California. Whatever happens to that?
Well, it just hadn't hit the West Coast, I don't think, just a bit. But right now, it's been raining for about 6 hours straight.
Yeah.
Since I've been driving.
Right.
And
it's getting harder too.
I know by tonight it's gonna start freezing up. There's gonna be ice on the road.
Right.
So I ain't gonna be able to drive no more. I'm gonna have to pull over.
Yeah.
But you still got the people that's speeding out here.
Right.
You just seen that 18-wheeler fly by, and it looked like he got fuel on the back of his truck.
Exactly.
He ain't gonna be able to stop that truck.
We probably need to get over some, because we're going.
How fast it's going? He gonna mess around and run into a wall or run into somebody else and kill him and everybody else around him.
Exactly. He's a torpedo. Right.
You got to make sure you driving for yourself and others out here on the road. I know in Texas, it ain't nothing but road rage going on out there. People, they drive so crazy. They don't care.
Right.
You come to Texas, that's what you got to worry about. You ain't got to worry about too much of getting jacked or robbed or nothing like that.
Right.
That goes on. But the thing that's going on in Houston right now is road rage.
Yeah.
People pulling out guns, shooting you on the freeway,
for a little bit of nothing,
running you off the road.
Right.
I just had a cousin that got killed about a year ago. Somebody was trying to run him off the road, and he trying to run him off the road, and the guy pulled up on the side of him and shot him right in the face.
A kid, 18 years old.
And the guy stayed there until the police came, because he had a right to carry.
Right.
But the guy that was in the car with him, the passenger,
he told the truth.
He told the truth and said, he could have let him make it, but since he had the right to carry, he wanted to kill him.
Right to carry is not the right to kill.
Yeah. So you just got to watch yourself coming to Houston or Texas, period, because road rage is real bad. But in these other states, I can't say it's the same.
They still drive just as crazy.
They drive just as crazy.
I don't know if the response is the same, but they drive just as crazy.
But like we said in the previous video about the food shortage, as you can see, this truck is still on the road.
Pay attention.
And so I know it's underground tunnels that lead from Washington, D.C. to Canada, to Utah,
Colorado,
to Houston, to New York, underground
California,
tunnels,
everywhere.
because you can look on